Good morning, friends, and welcome to After GMS. It is Tuesday, April 6th. I'm Megan Valeris alongside Stacey Spivey and Christian Morgan today.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful day. I mean, you can already see the sunshine. It's like you almost have a halo, Christian.
It's like hitting my head right here, right?
Yeah.
Angelic.
Yeah, very angelic.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, we have a beautiful spring day of weather on the way. I mean, it just could not be any better. I mean, it's not even cold outside this morning. You can walk outside and go to work or do whatever you're doing this morning without even having to wear a jacket. And that's what we like to see. Temperatures are in the upper 40s and low 50s right now, and that will generally be the story tomorrow as well. Now, with a lot of sunshine, it's not going to take us very long to warm up. And sorry, my graphics aren't flipping, so I'm going to walk inside real quick, and there's something loud buzzing in here, so I'm sorry about that. So give me a second. But we are going to warm things up quickly today as we go into the afternoon. Upper 70s to low 80s as we get into the middle of the afternoon, 3 or 4 o'clock. Could be a bit breezy at times, but it's not going to be a crazy windy day of weather. So that's the good news there. And then high pressure stays in control of our weather. It's actually centered down to our south, just off the coast of Florida right now, and will linger there going into tomorrow. That continues us on our dry and our warming trend. As we go into Thursday, though, you notice that area of low pressure and a cold front back to the west. That's going to be our next rainmaker as we get into the end of the week and into the weekend. So we've had a long stretch of dry weather, and now it's starting to go into this more unsettled weather pattern for the next few days. So there is at least a rain chance and an isolated storm chance Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know that sounds like a lot, but the good news here is that it's not going to rain all the time on each of those days. In fact, I don't think any of those days are a washout the way it looks to me right now. Of course, we'll be fine-tuning those details as we get closer, but it looks like we'll be cooling off a little bit into the low 70s instead of near 80 by the time we get to next week, and we'll also be drying things out too going into Monday.
Well, Christian, this may be one of the few times I say this, but I wish that I could trade places with you right now because it is so cold in the studio, and I bet it is so nice outside.
It is perfect out here. Of course, you're welcome to join in the weather garden anytime you like.
Yeah, we will be out there soon. For some reason, this air conditioning goes on overdrive. Not complaining, it's just an observation because you know what they say, the coldest season in the South is summer at the office.
That's right.
And that can be true.
Yeah, it's very true in here. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get to our first conversation this morning. Yesterday, we talked about people gearing up to travel following the CDC's eased restrictions, but one form of transportation that's partially the destination are cruises.
Yeah, and in the CDC's updated travel guidelines, they did not say when cruises could set sail again, but Norwegian Cruise is already planning ahead, asking for permission to resume trips from U.S. ports on Independence Day. Their request would require everyone on board to be vaccinated, staff and passengers alike.
So we asked you if you would be comfortable getting on a cruise ship. Myra says, I have cruised mostly every summer since 1998, and I don't think I feel safe to venture out yet. But C. Fawcett says, I would feel comfortable going on a cruise. I have already taken my COVID shot. Another viewer wrote in saying, excuse me, we are taking our first cruise ever in September to Alaska on Holland America. We have our vaccines and are looking forward to it. And finally, Vicky said, I will probably think about going on a cruise in about 2 to 3 years. So really just kind of people all over across the board on their feelings on this. I've actually never been on a cruise before. I don't think I'll probably go on one for a while. However, I do think that Norwegian is taking the right steps to, approach this. They're saying everyone that needs to come on board, crew members and passengers, need to have the COVID-19 vaccine. So I think that they are doing it the right way to prevent any spread of illnesses. And then overseas, I saw some cruise lines have really stepped up their game. They're making sure that they are sanitizing everything. Everyone is getting regularly tested. If you do test positive, you have to go into the isolation room there on the cruise. So I think that they are really doing what they can to make sure that safety comes first, but also, getting that tourism back up.
Yeah, I mean, this time last year, it would be hard to imagine ever getting on a boat again in these COVID-19 times. But, now I can see the appeal. People are getting vaccinated. They're ready to travel. To some degree, as I said earlier on the Good Morning Show, cruise ships are probably the cleanest they've ever been, just with this increased attention to sanitation on board. My concern would be getting stuck somewhere, getting stuck at a port, getting stuck out at sea. If if there were a COVID-19 outbreak on board the ship again, because maybe someone wasn't fully vaccinated, or hopefully this never happens, but lies about being vaccinated with the card, the proof of the card there. But all in all, I'm just glad that the thousands of people who rely on this industry to provide for their families can finally get back to work with these ships setting sail again, hopefully in the near future. If Norwegian gets approval, that could just be an example in the days ahead for other ships to follow.
Yeah, it's been one of the hardest hit industries throughout, the last year or more. We were worried about airlines kind of at first, but it seems like people are more comfortable flying now. But I think the cruises, like you said, are going to be the last thing to really come back. And like Stacy said, me either. I've never been on a cruise either, but I don't know. They are taking precautions. I don't think I would feel comfortable going yet. I'm kind of one of those people now, just kind of want to give it time and see how it works out until I feel comfortable doing it. But Megan, I never thought about that until you said it earlier this morning during the Good Morning show about, hey, what if you get out there and you get stuck and who knows how long you could be out there, and we could be back in the same situation that we were a year ago in the cruise ship realm of things. So I'm just not comfortable doing it yet.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, because Jack actually mentioned the same thing, saying, you're isolated on the water. You can't just walk away. He said, I've always thought a cruise ship is nothing but a petri dish. I would never have gotten on one before. Nothing has changed. But a lot of people are different in their opinions. Ginger said, I cannot wait to get back on a boat. Raynard says he's ready. And some other people, sorry, I'm just reading the comments as they come in. We're getting a lot of people talking about this. But Tammy says, I'm a tent camping girl, not much to see over all that water. I'm keeping my money here. I'm sorry. And excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So Megan, I'm gonna let you read the comments.
Yeah, so Jill said she got her shots and her cruise is already booked. You go, Jill. That sounds amazing. All for it. Bobby's not ready for a cruise quite yet. Charlize says no. So varying opinions, but all in all, again, from a jobs perspective, so glad that these cruise industries are starting to rebound. The entertainment industry in general, hopefully we'll see more of that to come as the vaccine rollout really ramps up in the days and weeks ahead.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, my voice is not doing so well with all the allergens in the air. Christian, I'm sure we'll mention that coming up in the forecast in a minute, but let's go ahead and get to our headlines. Yeah,
let's get to our headlines this morning. Today at 2, Governor Roy Cooper is going to have a news briefing with the COVID-19 task force. We can expect him to talk about the latest vaccine rollout, including Group 5 eligibility. You can watch that here on WFMY News 2 or our YouTube channel. Vaccine eligibility, by the way, expands to everyone 16 and older starting tomorrow. Some county health departments and hospital systems already moved to Group 5, but tomorrow the state will open access across the board. From Elon University to the fairgrounds in Forsyth County, vaccine clinics have appointments ready to fill. Elon is administering the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine to anyone who wants it. The clinic starts today through Monday. Guilford County has openings for Friday through Monday. Forsyth County is accepting first-dose appointments for tomorrow and Thursday. They also have spots on Saturday for the single-dose Johnson & Johnson. We know this is a lot of information, so we have all of it compiled for you about how to schedule these on WFMYnews2.com.
As more folks become eligible for the vaccine, groups are working to make sure everyone gets a shot. WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller talked with the groups partnering with FEMA to open clinics around the Triad.
Well, Novant Health is one agency FEMA has partnered with, and Novant is also partnering with the county's health department and Wake Forest Baptist Health for a mass vaccine clinic here at Haynes Mall. It's planned for Saturday to vaccinate those 18 and older. Ahead of Saturday's event, Novant will begin giving out second doses tomorrow at Winston-Salem State University. It's their spoke site through FEMA. A couple thousand have already been vaccinated during the first 3 weeks of the 8-week clinic. About 600 additional doses per week are going to pop-up vaccine events in the community. The goal to provide access to marginalized communities in the greater Winston-Salem area.
These events in particular are about removing barriers. So trying to really meet our patients where they are and remove as many barriers as possible to get access to the vaccine. So that's really the spirit behind these events, is to make sure that we're getting to those who need it most.
Novant's pop-up clinics are not open to the public. Appointments are filled through community partners. FEMA's 2 clinics in Alamance County, run by Cone Health, are open to anyone 16 and up. The Burlington clinics target the Spanish-speaking community. Locations and information for the different vaccine clinics and spoke sites in the Triad are on our website at WFMYnews2.com.
All right, Denise, thank you. Well, anyone feeling like they need to stretch their legs a little bit this morning, well, celebrate with a walk on this National Walking Day. While we chat, let us know your favorite places to get out and walk, either maybe it's your neighborhood or on a Triad trail. National Walking Day happens the first Wednesday in April every year. Not only is it a way to get out and enjoy nature, but it's sponsored by the American Heart Association. They challenge everyone to get out and enjoy a 30-minute walk today to get your body moving and your heart pumping. I actually went on a walk yesterday because it was just so nice outside. I actually got a little hot just because it was so warm, but I just like to walk in my neighborhood. There's always so many people out walking and with their dogs, and my dog really enjoys it. But we've also gone to a few of the parks around the area over at, and of course I just drew a blank, it is off of Battleground.
Yep,
Country
National
Park.
Military Park and Country Park.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. Of course, I could not think of it. And it's so beautiful to be able to walk around the pond that they have, and it's just nice to see everyone. We always love seeing all the dogs, of course, but we have a lot of great places to go here in Greensboro.
Yeah, I love Country Park as well, and that's the one you're talking about if you're talking about the lake, but it also connects to Guilford Courthouse National Military Park, which is more of like a wooded experience, which we love as well. We frequent the trails all the time. I mean, ever since my son was born 15 months ago, we've gone on a walk almost every day, even in the winter and when it's raining. We just put the rain slicker on the stroller just to be able to get outside. He loves the fresh air. It's good for all of us. And so it just has been kind of a pastime during this pandemic as well, especially during some of those days like January, February, March, where, you know, people were still pretty leery about getting out and about safely. So walking has really been, like I said, a pastime for us and something we really enjoy. Love all the trails around here, Christian Morgan.
Oh, man.
I can't even pick one. They're all great.
There are so many, and I'll tell you, that's the one thing about Greensboro and really the Triad. We have so many great parks and great facilities for folks to get out and get exercise. You know, I started doing walks and doing, you know, some jogs and stuff at Country Park and at Military Park, especially because I didn't feel comfortable going to the gym, you know, and so I'm trying to ease back into going to the gym, but that kind of has been bridging the gap, and all, you know, kind of seems like a nice mix up now. Maybe do a walk or a jog one day and then do the gym the next day and just kind of change it up a little bit.
A lot of people are mentioning their favorite walking places. Jessica says that she loves to go to Hagenstone Park and walk their trails. R. Brian said downtown Greensboro is the best walk around. Yeah, no, I agree. We've walked around downtown Greensboro before. It's a lot of fun to do that, and you can just kind of sightsee and grab a cheesecake also if you want. Cheesecake's my Callis. Yes, but Jason, I think, has the best comment of all. He says, walking from the couch to the fridge.
There.
Yes.
That counts. You're getting up, stretching those legs.
Yep.
That's what I was going to say. You know, I do a lot of my walking and my jogging just so that I can go and eat the things that I want to eat later.
It's so funny. I was walking with my husband and my son the other day, and we were meeting up with my parents for dinner, and we were getting cookout. And as soon as we learned we were getting cookout, Trevor, my husband, said, okay, we got to go another lap.
Yeah.
You know, but it all evens out in the end.
Yeah. Well, the best thing about going to Country Park in that area is that you can walk those trails and eventually end up at Aussie's Ice Cream. So, you know, you got to reward yourself.
Yeah, and I love that there are trails all over, not only the Triad, but North Carolina in general. Christian, you'll probably be familiar with this one. We love Bass Lake in Blowing Rock. It sits below Cone Manor. Just a gorgeous lake. There are water lilies. I mean, horses on the trails. It's just one of our favorite places to walk.
Yeah, you know, if you're looking for a day trip or kind of a getaway from the Triad, you want to go up to the North Carolina mountains. You know, it's just just a couple hour drive. And Megan, like you mentioned, that is, I love Bass Lake. That's great. And at the Cone Manor, there are so many different trails you can take. You can go down to Bass Lake, or you can take the longer, little more difficult trail, if you will, and go up to the lookout tower there. That's a couple miles, but there's so many great places, not just in the Triad, but all across North Carolina to go get some exercise, especially on a day like today.
Yeah, of course you brought us good weather today for National Walking Day.
I do what I can. I have no control over it.
Well, how hot is it going to get today? Is it going to get pretty warm?
It's going to be warm today, especially if you're going to be out in the sunshine. We'll get up into the upper 70s. I'm not even going to rule out some folks getting to 80 degrees. In fact, as we go into the noontime hour before our noon newscast, I may end up creeping those afternoon high temperatures up a degree or two. I do think most folks will get into the upper 70s, if not 80 degrees today, and definitely into the 80s tomorrow, low 80s tomorrow, and all the while we're staying dry. Tomorrow's another great day. We have a lot of sunshine. Of course, as we mentioned just a few moments ago about the pollen and about the allergies, the warm, the dry days, they don't do a whole lot to help that. It's also peak tree pollen season. We're also seeing low amounts of grass pollen and weed pollen starting to show up. I could break it down to you, but here's an easy to understand pollen forecast. Your car is going to be extra yellow today and tomorrow, and the next few days after that. Just know that. Even with rain on the way, we'll have some rain chances and an isolated storm chance Thursday and Friday and over the weekend. That even is not going to help the pollen too much because it's just peak pollen season. That's where we are. And I will tell you, even though there's a lot of rain chances in the forecast, I know it looks kind of daunting, it's not going to rain all the time everywhere. And to me, none of those days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, look like washouts to me right now. So we'll just kind of take it as it comes. There's at least a shower and a low storm chance each of those days as well. But we're drying out by the time we get to next week.
Okay, so before you go out and celebrate National Walking Day, maybe grab an allergy pill and take that before you go. I know that I'm going to have to because you can already hear my voice already getting raspy again. It's just those allergies, man.
I got to take mine too.
Yeah.
That time of year. Keep the tissue or Kleenex handy as well. Hey, thanks so much for making us part of your morning, as you do every weekday at 7:45 here on the News 2 Facebook page. We love seeing this loyal following, those of you who have become friends, and happy birthday, Brenda. Hope you have a nice day.
Hey, happy birthday, Brenda.
Happy birthday. Well, have a wonderful day. We'll see you here tomorrow.
See you.
Take care.